we look at specifically who is local and who is non-local. This is something that you might need to go through as a candidate. Forget the seats, what seats you get. I am a candidate. Will I be eligible for Andhra Pradesh will be explained in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Take time to understand it. If you already understood it, skip it. You know clearly I am AU local, I am SVU local, skip it. And then go on to the application process. This is required because there is a lot of confusion. First, if you are an MBBS from AU region, AU has the Andhra Pradesh has a local criteria where based on the last qualified examination and the last few years, 4 years or 7 years where you studied or where you stayed, you might be able to get eligibility. Where you studied is relevant for PG because it is based on qualifying examination as MBBS. So if you are an MBBS from AU region, what is AU region? If you are an MBBS from any one of these institutes, then you will be considered as an MBBS from AU region because those institutes come under Andhra University region districts. The districts that come under Andhra University region are mentioned and the institutes that are there under those districts are MBBS from AU region. If you are an MBBS from AU region, basically those institutes, irrespective of whichever state you are a domicile of, you are eligible for AU local seats. Fine. You might be from another state, you might have done your MBBS from AU region institute, you are still eligible for AU local. You are eligible as a AU local candidate here. You are talking about candidates, so you are an AU local candidate. What is an AU local candidate eligible for? Later, you will apply as an AU local candidate. Eligible to apply for AP government quota? Yes. The seats that you are eligible for are listed over here. We will come to the seats later, but right now define who you, what local, whether you are local or non-local. If I am an MBBS from SVU region, right now who's an MBBS from SVU region? Any of these institutes, if you have studied, you are an MBBS from SVU region. If you are an MBBS from SVU region, any domicile, you are SVU local. Yes, you are eligible for AP government quota for these seats. Next, if you are an MBBS from Siddhartha Medical College, Siddhartha is a statewide institute. So in this scenario, irrespective of wherever you are domicile from, your local status will depend upon whether you are AU local or SVU local at the time of admissions. See, at the time of MBBS, when you applied, you might have been AU local or SVU local. That will define whether you are AU local or SVU local now, not Siddhartha. So, if you have been an OU local and then got into Siddhartha Medical College, you are not eligible now for Andhra Pradesh as a local candidate. You are not eligible. You will not come under this criteria. Otherwise, if you have applied as AU local, 7 years you studied 6 to 12th and then applied as AU local during MBBS in Siddhartha, then AU local. So, that depends upon which state you are from. Depending upon that, your eligibility will be defined. AU local or SB local, will come to that. Then any state other than AP, if you are a state from another state, including foreign medical graduates. So I have done my MBBS from any other state. If you are from another state, MBBS from any other state, then if you fall under the non-local criteria, we'll mention the non-local criteria, then you are eligible as non-local. So any one of these you are eligible for non-local, but you are eligible only for a very small percentage of seats over here. So that is how it works. So non-local eligibility criteria, who is eligible for non-local? Somebody who is an MBBS from these regions obviously will apply as local. If not, those who have resided in Andhra Pradesh for 10 years excluding of period of study outside state. You've gone outside the state for some studies purposes, but you have resided for 10 years in the state of Andhra Pradesh, you get a residence certificate of 10 years and you will be eligible as an AP non-local. This includes candidates who might have studied MBBS in Telangana or other states. Candidates whose parents, any one of the parent has resided in AP for 10 years, excluding the period of employment outside. Other than that, if they have studied. Or candidate whose parents or spouse, even if your spouse is employed in state government, central government, PSU, local bodies and other similar quasi-public. Quasi-public is like public institutions where government has a stake. So quasi-public institutions like PSUs, etc. Then in Andhra Pradesh, then you are eligible. If your parents or spouse is working there, you need to get an employment certificate. Candidates who are employed in the state government, you yourself are employed in the state government undertakings, public sector, corporations, local bodies, universities, etc. and other similar quasi-public institutions, then you are eligible for AP non-local status. And candidates who are spouses of local candidates, anybody who is a local here, if you are married to them, then you are eligible for non-local status. So anybody who comes under this will be eligible. Let us say I am from Andhra Pradesh. I did my MBBS in a state Karnataka, but I resided in Andhra Pradesh for 10 years, or my parents have been residing in Andhra Pradesh for 10 years. Then you are eligible for non-local. So you will be able to apply for non-local. You won't come under this local criteria because you did your MBBS from Karnataka, but you might be eligible under this criteria. You will have to produce the required certificates.